Julian, you are known as a cigarette slayer.
Yes, the media called me the cigarette slayer over the years.
You're the cigarette slayer, is that right? Yeah.
Show us how do you slay the cigarette.
First thing is, I will teach you.
Yes.
The word teach means transform emotional, addictive, compulsive habit. I will systematically teach you
Yes.
to integrate into you instantly, automatically, without thinking.
Yes.
To make the change, to get you to pull out that will, that powerful
Yes.
strength and commitment
Yes.
that you have
Yes.
a world-class commitment for health. Using the cigarette slayer, the metaphor towards this is to slay the cigarette. So you have the will
Yes.
for your health. Get the will to quit smoking, quit vaping. And parents, protect your kids. We have to be careful of our children. There's also the chances that tobacco will lead to drug addiction too. Protecting children from tobacco industry interference.
When did you start your journey as a cigarette slayer?
I started this in 2003. I was trained in London. I attended this seminar, Unleash the Power Within You, by Tony Robbins, yes. Even being a crew there in his seminar, UPW. And all this gave me ideas, exposures. And recently, I brought down Tom Silver, America's favorite therapist.
Why does the media call you cigarette slayer?
I'm well known as a hypnotherapist in the country,
yes.
and I use a lot of subconscious intervention together with some techniques on anti-tobacco and quitting strategies, and I help people to come to a point where they are ready to tip the scale
Right.
and make that quit.
You have also authored a book, The Science to Quit Smoking.
Yes, this is my
Can you show it to the viewers?
Yeah, this is my book, The Science to Quit Smoking. And it's an interesting book because this book
Yes.
is designed to help people read the book like a story book, but it has a lot of embedded subliminal wording in there that help people to change without thinking.
What's the science behind it?
The science to quit smoking is how you position your mind. There are many techniques and many methods out there that can help someone quit. But the adoption of the mind to focus and concentrate
Yes.
towards that will to quit smoking and to complete that will towards a effortless journey without the cigarette. So, step one, we help them to consciously focus towards wanting to quit.
Right.
Step two, at subconscious level,
Yes.
we clear all the parts, the reason as to why and when they can't quit smoking.
Right.
And the third part we do is we give them tools that they can cope with, they can reframe their mind and strategy to beat the temptation to smoke
Yes. Smoke.
and have a relapse. And finally, very important, I do testing. Because until you test, your conscious mind is always saying, how long will this last? Some of the times I get my clients who have stopped smoking for a month, and I send them out to go and meet all your smoking buddies and see how they perform. If they fail, it's okay. I get a whole process called failing forward. So it has to be step by step
Yes.
quitting. It's not a product push, it's a solution push. We do training programs in a training format. We have ROI softwares to make the cigarette count and to crunch the number, how many quits.
So you were talking about ROI, return on investment.
Yes,
So how
yes.
is it related to cigarettes?
If you go outside and smoke 3 cigarettes a day,
Yes.
you leave office 3 times to go and smoke 3 cigarettes a day.
Yes.
Probably you spend about 5 minutes just to take the journey to go out to the designated area. You may just also spend another 5 minutes to smoke a cigarette. So it works out roughly about 30 minutes for 3 cigarettes. From our calculation, it works out to 15.26 annual leave. So here's the double standard. A smoker is given 15 days annual leave just to smoke outside if it takes 3 cigarettes, while some people get their annual leave for 14 days. So you can see this is costing companies, especially CEO out there, it is costing you 1 month's salary to pay a smoker to smoke. I did first quit smoking seminar in KL Tower together with the National Cancer Society. And when I did that program, we had people coming in from the public. Yes. So we did it for 3 years. And I remember there was a lot of people who were smoking 3 packs a day.
Right.
And after that seminar, we had very good results. 2 years later, a local television came back to me and said, Julian, give me all the people's numbers. And they wanted to go and do an interview with them. And there was one lady who was on 30 cigarettes a day. After that 3-hour seminar, 2 years later, still was not smoking.
Wow.
Yes, and it was amazing. And I've worked with more than 600 over plus smokers over the years.
What is your future plan with quit smoking?
I have a dream, and the dream is big, to go around the world to teach smokers the will to quit smoking.